We do this for fun and nothing more. We sure make this up for the stress we've been having over the past months, and this somehow relieve it, and so we can continue going back to the rat's race all over again. Time to hear it for this semi-erotic film named Battery. Cheers. 2 previous baseball players. Ben, Jeremy Gardner, and Mickey, Adam Cronheim, cut in capricious way over a destroy modern Britain. They adhere to the back streets and woodlands to control clear of the shambling bodies that watch the once bustling cities and towns. In a range to outlive. They must overcome the stark contrasts in each other's identities. Ben grasps an progressively non-domesticated, uncivilized, and migrant way of life, whereas Mickey is incapable to acknowledge the cruel substances of the modern world and yearns for the animal comforts he once took for allowed. A bed, a young lady, and a secure put to live. When the men captured a radio transmission from a apparently flourishing, secured community, Mickey will halt at nothing to discover it, indeed in spite of the fact that it is made perfectly clear that he isn't welcome. Movies that go by the moniker of post-apocalyptic, for the most part, go to a few exertion to mix the imaginations of their group of onlookers by proposing dramatization within the past. The setting, more often than not embellished with destruction, indented points of interest. Burned-out residences, badlands that still bear the names of major cities, can supplement a slower pace or indeed a frail screenplay, as watchers get to not fair expect what will happen to the characters sometime recently them, but also what has as of now happened to them. In numerous cases. Usually a more fulfilling handle than the real advancement of the film's story, which makes a difference to create class cinema appear livelier than it regularly is. At the exceptionally slightest. The current showcase for autonomous frightfulness and science fiction movies gives a plant for the development of modern alarms, modern theoretical concepts, and it implies of exhibiting them to the open. So a film just like The Battery, made for as it were some $1,000, may be a perplexing thing to require stock of. The film offers no delights of make spare for the negligible zombie cosmetics and soundtrack, including reminiscent people songs by Shake Square Central and Shrewd Blood. Here, we have nothing like a post-apocalyptic scene. Rather than an earth-clearing occasion having taken put, it shows up that everybody save the 2 meandering heroes essentially got up and cleared out of the way. Most of the time you'll nearly sense humanity floating fair out of the outline. Holding up for somebody to call, cut, so that they can continue their places, once the performing artists have wrapped up presenting their lines within the center of a field. Chief Jeremy Gardner plays Ben. Traveling the modern Britain farmland with companion and previous baseball partner Mickey, Adam Cronheim, within the repercussions of an unspecified but all too familiar occasion that unleashed the zombie infection on the world. Between bored spats with the undead. They play capture and kill at each other. In case they were ever undoubtedly near companions on their group, circumstances appear to have disintegrated their relationship. Mickey tinkers with a walkie-talkie that every so often picks up the voice of a lady named Annie, who cautions him not to discover her and her gather, but who might speak to their as it were chance of finding protect and security. The stakes stay beautiful. How critical might it be for these two to discover an organized bunch of survivors? Since, at slightest until the ultimate sequence, the zombies are confined, minor dangers effortlessly dispatched with the swing of a baseball bat, and Ben and Mickey never truly run brief of supplies or nation homes to halt over in. Ben has genuine concerns approximately remaining the night in a bizarre house, implying to a few savage experience in their past, but the slow disposition of the film and his sensible deportment keeps indeed this scene from achieving any control within the audience's intellect. It's amid the primary of the film's 2 or 3 genuinely sensational showdowns, in which Ben takes a perilous approach to curing Mickey of his aversion to viciousness, that the collapsing sense of the film's opening scene gets to be a overwhelming temperament. And the battery's devastating need of assets gets to be clear. Budgets are surmountable in sort cinema with good casting, exhibitions, and composing, factors that don't request a boost within the budget. Gardner and Cronheim, clearly committed to the project. Swing not between dispositions but volumes, from mumbly guy talk to shouty, vein-throbbing anger. Not one or the other of them are really terrible entertainers, but the strain of these few scenes of strife appears in their blank eyes and brows. Not to say that Gardner's screenplay shortchanges Mickey's character, who appears to be the more curiously and vexed of the two men, in favor of an ending that promises to set up an entirely new set of clashes. It's the sort of advancement that should have come 15 or 20 minutes into the picture and activated to encourage acts of complication. Instead, it should bear the weight of paying off the past 90 minutes, and winds up strangely disappointing. Corrupting what negligible intrigue the project had to start with. The bare-bones plot of the battery raises as it were negligible questions, the sustainability of male camaraderie within the confront of genuinely threatening circumstances, or whether certain people, all other physical factors being rise to, have a more grounded characteristic preference toward survival. Moreover, these questions are eventually subsumed by the most noticeably awful propensity of low-budget filmmaking. How long can we drag this out? As unfinished as the sensational circular segment of the screenplay feels, Gardner's film essentially requests to be seen as a pitch for the next budget, and a more fulfilling include to come. But that's no way to observe a film, and no fit state to discharge it. Yell. Factory's Blu-ray of The Battery comes with an unrealistically feature-length narrative enumerating the film's generation in broad detail, serving as advance proof of the kind of perplexing excitement vital to see a half-formed extend like this through to its conclusion. It too incorporates, by way of making the buy worth little thought, film of a live execution by Shake Square Central, an incredible band whose nearness on the soundtrack is welcome. A low-budget movie about two baseball players traveling through zombie-infested land. That is the basic concept of this feature. I found this movie to be very interesting, but in my opinion it would have worked much better as a 25 to 30 minutes long short flick. I see a lot of good ideas bubbling under the surface, but it's dragged on by way too many music scenes of those two main characters smoking, eating, or just doing nothing. That is not the right way to add to the length of the movie. The music was okay, smiley face. I see a bright future for all involved, especially Jeremy Gardner. Overall it's well-made budget movie. But this flick has too little flesh on the bones to justify the 100-minute running time. So to sum this up, did you guys enjoy this movie? Hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. We do this every now and then. So make sure you're always up to it every time we post new semi-erotic movies for you to enjoy. Don't forget our channel name Movie Technocrats and share it to your friends and watch the funny scenes together and make some memories with each other. Till next time, Technocrats. See you.